In one high growth area in the tech sector, the video game industry. Thrilled to see this budget address many of the issues they've been lobbying for when it comes to innovation. Joining us for a closer look, Entertainment Software Association of Canada CEO Jayson Hilchie. Good to have you with us again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
What are you thrilled about?
Three things. The first is skills, the second is immigration, and the third is innovation. Those three topics are things that we've been lobbying the federal government for years, specifically this government over the last 15 months. And seeing what's in those skills, $225 million for a skills development organization that's going to work with private sector industries. I mean, that's fantastic. $50 million for third-party stakeholder organizations to deliver coding education to kids in schools. That's something that we've been recommending. I mean, those types of things are things that we've been advocating for years that we're now seeing in the budget.
Innovation's such a squishy word, though. What does it really mean to you?
I think innovation for us is all about talent. And I think why we have been advocating so hard on talent for the federal government, both from a long-term perspective on skills, but a short-term perspective on immigration, has been because if we can't find the people, we can't make the products or be innovative here in Canada.
Where do you find people outside of Canada when it comes to building the next big game?
Anywhere we can. We have people that work in our industry from Ireland, from the United States, many people from the United Kingdom, India. I mean, we find people that have the skill sets that we need and we bring them in. The problem is it's been so hard to bring these people in under the existing immigration and temporary foreign worker programs. Under this budget, the new global talent stream of the temporary foreign worker program is going to expedite the processing for us to bring these people in. And the government has put almost $8 million aside to hire new staff to be able to deliver that program effectively. So I'm thrilled about that.
When we talk, though, about innovation, we talk about building up a small company into a medium company, but rarely do we seem to have the skill set to take that company to just the next level beyond that. Is there anything in this budget that addresses that?
Well, the $950 million for the innovation strategy and the superclusters, I mean, we're still waiting to identify what the superclusters mean, but digital is one of the 6 industries that they've identified as focusing on, and of course, we've been meeting with government and we feel that we fit into that digital industry quite well.
Well, a supercluster indeed, although I can imagine that for particularly many of my viewers, it doesn't seem like video games. Oh, come on, let's get some real work done here. But it is a massive industry.
In Canada, we have over 20,000 full-time people working in our industry. We're generating over $3 billion to GDP. If you take a look at the largest clusters of video game developers in the world, California at 35,000 full-time workers would have the highest concentration of video game employees, but Montreal has 11,000 with a much smaller base. I mean, we're talking about one city versus an entire state.
What is it about Montreal specifically? Is it that Ubisoft moved in there and set up shop and now it's creating a magnet-like approach to bringing people in?
Yeah, in 1997, Ubisoft set up in Montreal. There was a nascent industry already there, but it has since grown. And I think 2 things drive it now. The support of the provincial government through the multimedia tax incentive program that helps us, but talent and the availability of talent. And when we talk about clusters, we talk about companies, but we also talk about the clustering of people, right? And that's why Silicon Valley is so successful, is because people flock there. There's been a super cluster of people created. The same thing has happened in Montreal, and to a smaller extent, but quite impressively in Vancouver, within our industry.
What are the tax implications of all of this? It's been suggested quite frequently to me that the problem is that we aren't anywhere near as competitive as the United States, and now that the Canadian dollar is subpar, it makes it that much more difficult to attract talent.
Well, it makes it a lot easier to attract companies that are attracting jobs, right? So finding people that can work in our industry based on the Canadian dollar, I haven't heard that argument within our leaders. I know that from an incentive perspective, attracting investment into Canada right now is very favorable, because if you're an American company, you're paying 30% less than you would pay in the U.S., and you're finding just as good, if not better, talent here.
Jayson, thank you so much for your perspective.
Well, thank you for having me.
Jayson Hilchie is the CEO of the Entertainment Software Association of Canada.